Faatasi is actually a Samoan word meaning coming together as one, unity. And Faatasi is actually also an acronym meaning finding an alternative together, assessing and servicing individuals. So it only felt fit that there was a Samoan word due to the gentleman that started the whole Faatasi Young Men's program happens to be Samoan, and he's the one that came up with the name Faatasi, and then from there he made an acronym for the program.
Alright, you guys, this is the Faatasi group. It's a 10-week program. Deals with empowering you guys to make better decisions in your life. And hopefully you guys are in this group long enough that you guys make better decisions on the streets, make better decisions in school, make better decisions with your parents, with your family, or whoever you encounter.
Why do you think most of the kids come to the youth center?
I honestly think it's another alternative for them instead of joining gangs. There's not too much. I mean, a lot of kids play soccer here. They play handball, which is good, but I think this gives them another alternative for life because they could actually fight. The UFC's big now. A lot of these kids can turn pro later on if they really want to fight. They can turn pro and basically make a living off it.
So, can you explain a little bit how Faatasi and MMA works between the scholarship?
Yeah, basically what we're doing is there's a lot of kids that are on probation. And what we're doing for those kids that are on probation, if they want, they basically come to the MMA program and train. And in return, they go to Faatasi. And if they don't go to Faatasi, to their group program, then they can't come and train. So it works hand in hand. I mean, I think it's a good program, the Faatasi, because basically, they're teaching how some of these kids, which they don't get guidance at home, Faatasi is basically teaching these kids responsibility and how to become men instead of having to use anger on the streets or shoot somebody to prove that they're a man. And I'm pretty much taking the same principles that the Faatasi has to bring these kids up as men, and instead of just fighting and stuff, it shows that they can have responsibilities and still have the same guidance as the Faatasi.
Two things. Respect each other, right? If I'm speaking, respect me when I'm speaking. If Adam's speaking, you respect Adam. If Ricardo's speaking, you respect what he says, even if you don't agree with it, right? Because that's part of growing up. You don't have to agree with everybody, but you might have to work with them. You might have to live next door to them. So part of growing up and part of becoming mature, being a man, is learning to respect people even if you don't value their opinions or their thoughts.
What are the major issues that the youth that you face?
There's a variety of them, but I would say most of them deal with peer pressure, maybe getting involved in gangs. We're at Washington United Youth Center, which is probably one of the most saturated gang areas in the city of San Jose. So they're recruiting from a very young age over here, and there's a lot of peer pressure to be part of the gangs. So these kids, I mean, they've grown up just accepting the fact that maybe they'll be a gang member. And my job and everybody that works here on this staff is to, instill that this is not what they were put on earth for. It was to succeed and be good at something in life.
What do you guys do to help these kids stay out of this mentality that they have?
Well, that's why the center is open. We open the center from 3 to 7, and on Tuesdays and Fridays we open the center it's open from 2 o'clock to maybe 9 or 10 o'clock at night. We try to keep them with us as much as possible. And like I said, of course we can't be with them all the time, but as much of the time they're with us, we just try to influence them with positive affirmations that they are somebody, that they can be somebody. Don't listen to the negative talk out there. And it's worked. It works. Whatever you seed that you plant into the ground, it's going to grow something. So if we're planting positive seeds with words, then those words are going to take root in these young men's lives, and they're going to start to believe that they can be somebody, that they don't have to be a gang member, that they don't have to be a drug addict, that they don't have to settle for a labor job. They can be something in life. So, you know, we know that out there in the streets they're hearing a bunch of negative seeds or negative thoughts, but we try to give them a lot of positive stuff here.
Then I'll just cut it short, all right? Because I know it's hot in here. But we're gonna watch a video. I gave you a lot of you a paper on truancy, and it talks about how truancy escalates. Truancy is not going to school. If you don't go to school, first of all, it talks about, you know, your parents getting in trouble, and then it talks about getting fined. But it basically starts talking more about later on what happens to you. You get caught up in, you know, different things in life if you don't go to school.
They're convicted. Most of them will be locked away in prison for the majority of their lives. Most people say that they form their opinion from the media and that they believe that juvenile crime has escalated.
I believe that juvenile crime is completely on the rise, and our newspaper shows it every day.
I think we need.
So, is it a good video?
Yeah, together.
And my point is this. You don't have to be the one doing the shooting, right? You don't have to be any of those things, bro. With the laws right now, the way they are on youth, they even said that they're more tougher on youth than they would be on me if I committed the crime. They're gonna give you guys props for carrying that gun. It's what, 15 years? Just that. I went to court to go watch this a friend of mine's son get tried. He did a crime. They gave the charge, gave him 2 years for the actual charge, right? When they gave him a gang enhancement, they gave him 10 years on top of that, just for the gang enhancement. So he thought he was going to do 2 years, and he's doing 12 years. And when you do 12 years for a gang enhancement, you do it at 85%. There is no good time or work time or anything you want to call that. You don't get none of that stuff.
I've been coming to the Washington Youth Center since I was 13 years old, so that was a while back. I was hanging around with my so-called friends. I wasn't coming home. It was just all bad, and you know, after I started coming here to these programs, these counselors actually showed me that they cared for me, and you know, you can be someone in life, even though since my parents didn't really talk to me that much and didn't communicate with me. My dad was an alcoholic. My mom was always working 2 jobs, and no one was really there for me. So I kind of like moved on my own.
So I just wanted to say that, you know, I tell the kids that this is just a piece of paper, but it's a symbol. It's a symbol of what they've accomplished, and it's taken them over 2.5 months for them to graduate this program. So I told them that, you know, it's really important for when they're feeling down, if they're feeling that they're troubled or challenged, to realize that they have the ability, they can do what they need, and they can reach their goals, they can accomplish things, and this is proof of it. So I just want to, I'm glad that, you know, unfortunately Danny couldn't be here, but I want you guys to know Danny is very proud of you guys. And Danny asked me to step in today. For all of you that are graduating, you guys see my face here, I'm here every day, you know what I mean? I just want you guys to know from the bottom of my heart, I'm proud of all of you guys. I'm proud of all of you guys. So to start it off, I know someone who's very eager to grab a certificate right now. I'd like to say congratulations, Sergio Garcia. This young man, oh my God, great kid. Can Luis on the line, come on up, please. Good job. Otro muchacho I'm very proud of, James Gonzalez, come on up. Otro muchacho que estoy muy orgulloso de conocer, good friend of mine, Fernando Cristóbal, come on up.
But our goal is not to get everyone to graduate. I mean, it would be good if we can get them all to graduate, but some of these young men and young women that come through our program, you know, if we can just get them to come, it's a good thing. It's a win-win situation for us. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of them might not go to school, but they'll come to the program. A lot of them, will choose to come here because it's a safe place. And it's hard because some of them are homeless, but for some reason they still make it a group. I wish that we can get everyone to graduate, but the reality is that we can't. And that's because either they hit a bump in their life, and they are not able to come or show up, But our turnaround is pretty good because a lot of them that do come end up graduating and going from our youth program to our adult program. And we have a lot that are now part of our leadership program, which, we're trying to push to keep moving forward, and our goal is to get them to college, So I wish we can graduate every single individual, but unfortunately, there's just some things that, there's some requirements too that they have to meet. And part of it is showing up and participating in the program.